Many temples from ancient Egypt remain standing today, as they were made of stone so that they would last a very long time as the home of the god or goddess to whom each one was dedicated. There were large statues of the gods in the temples, and lamps were lit to honour them. Offerings were made by all of the local people so that the god or goddesses would look after and protect their families. The temples were richly decorated, with hieroglyphs and carvings etched into the walls telling the history of the ancient Egyptians. Tools, medical equipment and stories were depicted in the wall carvings. Temples were places for social gatherings where people would go to chat with friends and neighbours, and in times of trouble they would be places offering protection with the high, impenetrable stone walls. Grain would be stored in the temples so that it was protected from the spring floodwaters of the Nile, on whose banks most of the temples stood. Abu Simbel was one such temple. It was built into a huge rock and planned in such a way that the rising sun would enter the doorway and light up the god at the back of the temple. The temple was originally carved out of the mountainside during the reign of Pharaoh Ramesses in the 13th century BCE. It was built as a monument to himself and his queen Nefertari. At the front of the temple sit 4 gigantic 20-metre high statues of the Pharaoh Ramesses. The colossal statues were sculptured from the rock in which the temple was located. All the statues are meant to be Ramesses II, seated on a throne and wearing the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt. Next to the legs of the large statues there are other statues no higher than the knees of the pharaoh. These depict Nefertari, Ramesses' chief wife, the Queen Mother, his first 2 sons and his first 6 daughters. Tour guides taking people round the site relate the legend that Abu Simbel was a young local boy who guided the early rediscoverers to the site of the buried temple, which he had seen from time to time in the shifting sands, so they named the complex after him.